All right. Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in to the WTCF podcast. It's Charlie here hanging out and wanted to go through this last week's attention. And maybe this is something that's interesting and can kind of help you out. So, pull up my notes correctly. I do have it. Again, delays on delays. Here we go. Bam. Here's my notes. So, this last week, we went ahead and focused in on you assemble your life yourself, action by action. So this is basically stating that all the small things that we do, all the day-to-day things that we work on, slowly but surely build our life. And if that is to sit on the couch and play video games, then that's you assembling your life. If that's you reading a book and getting through another page, that's you assembling your life. That's if you went outside and went for a walk, if you sat down and ate a good meal or had ice cream, all of the things that we're deciding to do or not deciding to do, all of those actions are going to just assemble your life as you continue to keep going. So it becomes really, really important to make sure that we're in control of those things that we are spending our time on. Now, I completely understand that there's things that are outside of our control. There's some things that there's nothing we can really do about, like how other people feel about us or how the weather is or some of these other things that have nothing to do with us whatsoever. We just exist. But every day we have to go ahead and make those choices. So it's not necessarily to go out there and run a marathon every day to prove that we can do it. But in light of the recent marathon stuff, it is about taking these step-by-step approach and just saying little by little, making ourselves a little bit better and challenging those things to be able to get further and further and further until eventually we can reach our goal. So I think it becomes really important to not only, take the things in your life that you want to go ahead and start to build out, is to do them piece by piece. So I'll share it on here. So I'm considering starting two new projects. One of them I will share, one of them I won't. I do want to begin the process of writing another nutrition book, but gear it more towards adults and making it really easy and straightforward to pose better questions on it, to understand how to read nutrition labels, because I still think that's something that we're really lacking. So I think it's going to be really helpful, and I want to do all those things step by step. You assemble your life yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and assemble that, whether that was, while I was doing my creation period of, building coloring books or putting together fitness trackers or building out programs or trying to run with a collective overall and just trying to build all those pieces up little by little by little. And I get it, it's going to take a bunch of time, but I need to be the one that assembles these actions. So again, getting people on board with me is me. I have to go ahead and work with them to get help on that one. I can't do all the pieces myself. So it's understanding all the little parts of life. Now, what I've recognized that has become very, very helpful is that you can have other people help you assemble those things. So what I've started to learn a little bit more in this last week is to ask for help, to be just blatantly honest and say, I need help. Will you please? So case in point, we, the Collective Fitness, ran the casket races last weekend, and we did not place. So it was upsetting. I felt I was going basically as fast as I can run. So it's not, I don't think it's for any lack of effort, but I want to go ahead and find out what we've learned from that one and learn from that team and step by step get prepared for next year. But while that was going on, my mom, my sister, and my brother were over at the studio decorating for all the trick-or-treaters. So again, like helping me, have better timing into, talking to more people. So when I got there, it was ready to go. And again, I was just asking for help, like, hey guys, I have this going on. And now they're going to help out on the wine walk as well. So on November 2nd around Forest Park, there'll be the wine walk. So we'll be hopefully passing out something that aren't Brussels sprouts. Last year we got Brussels sprouts. If I get them again this year, I think I'm just going to tell the caterer to go home because it made the entire place smell like farts for like days on end. But on the other side of all of these things, I think it's also very important to recognize that as you assemble your life, it's all the decisions you don't make. It's every time you tell yourself no, or I don't want to. It's every workout that you avoided. It's every time you went ahead and did something in opposition to what you really set out to go ahead and do. So you're working on something like weight loss and you decide to eat an entire cake. Well, you had to decide every single bite to continue to keep going and not to stop. So again, that is part of the decision-making process that we have to go ahead and consider. So it's not always going to be easy. It's not always going to be fun, but it's going to be something that helps us change day to day. And again, we assemble these pieces. So again, this is why we feel like we're so much more capable when we're younger, because there's an infinite amount of decisions that can be made. But as we continue to go, some of those other segments of our life get kind of put down a specific path, and it gets harder to go ahead and get off of that path because again, we've kind of locked in our decision making. We kind of locked in the same stuff that we continue to do, so we become the same thing that that path is going to set us on. So it's just a helpful reminder that if you feel you're on the wrong path, take a second and say, well, do my actions actually line up to the person that I want to be, or do they not? And if you're like they don't line up, it's a wonderful time to go ahead and reflect. What path do you wish you were on? What things could you be doing that you should be spending your time on? And hopefully that'll help. On that note, good luck.